Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. CEO Sports Talk. We're back, episode 37. Yeah, we're just get straight to it. First thing, the Giants. We lost. Rip.
Not much to say, man. Our season's over, and it really sucks because I thought this was definitely a year we could contend, but we got matched up against the Dodgers, and they were simply the better team in that series. So deserving for them. But they lost game one to Atlanta, and game two is 2-2 right now in the end of the fifth inning. So Atlanta could take two at home.
Yeah, for the Giants, game one of the series, we won. Obviously, I think we talked about this. Game two, we lost. And then game three was a low scoring game. Longoria hit a home run. We won the game. Game four, we kind of got blown out. Then game five, it came down to bad offense. Like, obviously, it was an awful call to end the game, terrible way to end a great series. But it does come down to the fact that our offense was awful the entire, pretty much the entire series, to be honest, and got to do more.
You're not going to win a series where the most you can score is 4 runs. The pitching was pretty good all series, except for game two. But yeah, the bats couldn't get going, and that's credit to LA's pitching. They have a tremendous pitching staff and a tremendous bullpen. Our offense just couldn't do anything. So that's what it came down to. But
Yeah.
go Red Sox, I guess.
It is really frustrating. I devoted a lot of time this year to the Giants. It's
So much time, energy.
Yeah, we did about 12 games this year. Two grades in my life, 10th grade, 11th grade, where I was watching the season and all summer break, obviously, and it just comes down to this. So frustrating. It's just like ends so like that. But it was a great season if you want to look at it like that. A lot of people didn't expect us to be this good. So yes, it is frustrating, but hopefully the future is bright.
I think it is. It definitely is. So we just gotta have a good off season, sign some key free agents, re-sign people like Gosman and KB, and get someone a big time shortstop if we can, to be there when Crawford leaves eventually or retires. Get a good bullpen arm, a good starting pitching arm, and I think we'll be fine. And obviously our farm system's great with people like Luciano, Bart, Ramos, Matos. So it's future's bright for San Francisco Giants. So don't be discouraged.
Yeah, what do you think about the future of Joey Bart? A lot of people are saying we gotta get rid of him for some, but I'm not sure. It's not even his fault necessarily. He hasn't really been given a full chance.
It isn't
Got
fault.
one game this year.
He's hitting great. I've heard questionable things about his defense, but at this point, he is 24 years old. He's getting to the older side for a prospect, definitely an older side for a prospect. So if you're gonna call him up, it's got to be now or trade him while his value is still high. Because if you're a 25-year-old, I guess you still have like a good 5 years in you, but it's just going down. His stock is going down each day we wait. So either trade him or call him up. I don't think you should just keep him in the minor leagues.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I think it may be time next year. I don't think Kurt Casale is gonna be coming back for us.
That's true.
Yeah, and then if you want to just talk about the whole MLB here, we got Red Sox, Astros. I believe that game's tied at 1 apiece, or series, not game.
Yes.
And then we got, as you mentioned earlier, Braves, Dodgers, and I'm really rooting for the Braves, obviously, and probably the Red Sox. But we've seen the Astros and Red Sox both in the World Series recently, which is a little annoying, but whatever.
Let's be honest, it's gonna be Astros, Dodgers, sadly.
I don't know, man. Well, we saw this NL ship last year, and the Braves choked.
That's true. They were up 3-1, but they go to LA for 3. I think it's 2-3-2. So they go to LA for 3. I think LA could sweep there, even if Braves win today. But yeah, Kike Hernandez is a man on a mission. We've never seen something like this. He's batting 500 right now through the postseason, and he's played how many games? Brave wild card, Rays series, and now 2 games of this. That's 7 games. He's batting 500 and has like 5 home runs. He's going off right now. So shout out Kike Hernandez, putting on playoff mode, and these Red Sox are overachieving. But my prediction right now is going to be still Houston, LA.
And I like Red Sox Braves, so we are differed. There's a little MLB talk, 2 heartbreaking losses year after year, maybe a little bit both with the umps to end it with the Giants. We had Slater called struck out looking last year. Now this year we have this with Wilmer check swing. So yeah, pain for the Giants, but hopefully we can finish stronger next year, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's
I
just
don't know. I don't see us topping that season. I mean, that was
no, I
my
don't. Yeah. But like we don't even need to focus that much on getting 100 wins almost. Like the
it's just
difference which yeah, whatever. It's
having the
just
Dodgers in our division, but whatever.
pains me, man.
Okay.
Whatever. All right. So that is it for MLB. We will keep you all updated. Now we're gonna bring on a special guest, as you guys will all see. All right, Cringy Vasco, welcome. You're not gonna clap. Well, we go. First starter we've ever had on a high school team to join visually. So welcome, Cringy. Tough loss versus Los Gatos, but I'm sure you guys will bounce back.
Yeah.
All right, Cringy's little try. Be nice to everyone in the
I
comments.
didn't know you wanted me to say something.
All right, let's start it off with NFL. And Oliver, you once again, a take by me is right. Derrick Henry was the right choice if you have the first pick, not McCaffrey. He's out for 4 more weeks.
I mean, you can't predict injury at the beginning of the year, so when
I
McCaffrey
did.
was healthy, he was producing at an elite rate. So
Let's roll a clip of me saying that he's made of glass and that he's a good player, but he's going to get injured.
if you have the number 1 pick, who you taking?
Number 1 pick, I got to take Derrick Henry. Definitely not Christian McCaffrey. I think Derrick Henry is the best player available. I mean, what he did last year was amazing, rush for 2,000 yards plus in the regular season. And I think he'll be able to be more consistent this year than Christian McCaffrey. So I'm stacking him if I have the number 1 pick, which he has in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just think you're racially motivated if you're going to pick McCaffrey.
Saying I don't regret my pick. I regret it, but like I can't predict the injury.
The kid is simply made of glass. It's like Cringy freshman year when he's on against Carl Mott when he had he's on the trainer's table just in pain and he missed the game versus Carl Mott. That's what it is. Cringy, you're on mute.
I know. I don't really have anything to say to that. That was the only legit injury in my freshman year. Everything else was bullshit.
NFL Week 6 happened today. All right, Oliver, what's some takeaways you had from this week?
Things are the Bengals are legit. I mean, I know they beat
Facts.
the Lions.
That's a great take by me.
Okay. The Bengals are legit, but I mean, they beat an 0-5 team. I get it, but the Lions are the best 0-6 team now I've ever seen in my life, and it's gonna be 0-7 next week because they play the Rams. So I feel bad for the Lions. I hope they don't go 0-17, but I don't think they do because they're good enough not to. Another one is it's kind of pain that Trevor Lawrence won before he tied.
True. I forgot that the streak's done.
But I mean, I didn't even know there was a London game this week. But
why they do it so early? Just do it at 10 a.m. like everyone else. Like I'm not waking up at 6:30.
That would probably be like 9 p.m. but in London or something.
Deal with it.
Deal with it for real.
No, 7 o'clock. Not even that late. It's like prime time for them. They should like that.
Or
Sorry,
make it like 8:30.
6:30 to watch the Jags play the Dolphins, which first of all is so unpractical. Just play in Florida. They're like right next to each other.
Yeah, for real. Also, the Dolphins suck, and which I wasn't expecting. It makes it a tough loss for the Patriots week 1. I know it was only by 1 point, but we still should have won that game. Looking at the Dolphins, they're 1-5. Have had a tough schedule though, besides this game. But Trevor Lawrence gets his first NFL win, so congrats. Too bad it wasn't a tie. But yeah, that's what I got from today. Also, Cooper Kupp is elite. I don't know. He just keeps producing every week. How about you?
Yeah, true. What I got is one, the Colts may be the best 2-4 team in NFL history. I feel like they've competed very well.
But it was the Texans, but I agree.
They played another 1-4 team today and showed that they're definitely not a 1-4 team.
Definitely.
Remind me of Cigar Propagators. And the Vikings, they're actually just so Vikings-nesh, pretty good. You know, Kirk Cousins is playing really good football.
So inconsistent, bro. I have him and Baker on my fantasy team, and every time I start one, the other goes off. It's so annoying.
Yeah, 373 yards today, 3 touchdowns. Dalvin did well. Thielen did well. So they had beat
Jay Jettas did well.
really early in the Panthers, but yeah. And then lastly, the Ravens are 100% legit. I mean, they balled.
I mean, they not shut out, but they silenced the Chargers, man.
And
Uh,
Lamar
take
didn't
care of
even
the
play that
Chargers.
well. Shout out, we hooping.
Shut up, we hooping because he called it.
Yeah. So yeah, Packers legit. My fantasy team balled out. Shout out Joe Mixon. That's my boy. And yeah, I mean, just a solid day all around in the NFL. But I must say I'm a college guy myself. So we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about some high school football first. I love high school football. CCS, it's getting good. November 6th, Selection Sunday. Same day, we'll have a show. So we're gonna break down every single bracket that day.
Oh
So,
yeah.
all right. So let's talk some high school football. All right, I'm
Miami.
recording. Boys, I'm recording. Cupertino is 6-0. We would probably beat him by 40.
It's all about league wins to get up then.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with Cringy Vasca, and we're going to talk about some high school football, as we said. So, starting it off with St. Francis, they're still number 1, and Sarah's number 2, both 6-0. November 6th, going to be a movie.
It's gonna be a movie, bro. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
Facts.
Honestly, I think that they're kind of obligated to rank St. Francis number one just because they beat De La Salle, but I'd bet on Sarah beating St. Francis. I mean, just given
I
Yeah.
agree.
I
agree.
can count all the talent they have on their team and coaching.
I agree. I mean, I just think Sarah's a better team. I mean, they're just so ranked well. I mean, their left tackle is just a beast, number 74. Cringy
Ooh,
would have been recording
that's
against Bruno once.
I mean, their entire team is just stacked with D1 recruits.
Do you think that anything changes with the missile being out for the year? By the way, shout out to him going to San Diego State.
Honestly, no. There's so much depth and talent. They have a huge team. I mean,
Yeah,
Patello GI is a really good running back, even with missile out. I mean, he ran all over us, so I think they're fine.
no, their game plan might have changed a little bit, but like I don't think that it makes them really that much of a worse team. Like he was just part of their team. Their entire team is what makes them good. It's not about the individual players.
The missile heard that too, boys. Call Vasca slandering the missile.
Missile, I know you heard that.
All right, so yeah, St. Francis Sarah's, what a game that will be, last game of the week. And then we move to the best public school in CCS, no question about it. You guys have firsthand experience playing them. And for some reason, they have the latest buy on earth. Los Gatos, 8-0.
Gatos Wildcats. I just want to talk about the game. Our offense, Colin can touch on this more than I can because he's actually a part of the offense. I was a part of the defense. Our offense just couldn't get a single thing going. Even if we got stops, even if we got turnovers, we couldn't generate any sort of offense because that Gatto's defense was just really good.
Was there a crease through the right side of the line or something?
But a defense, even though we let up 49 points, I was pretty impressed with us. We were stopping the run pretty well. They got most of their yards through the air, which is unlike Gattos. But yeah, our defense came in little spurts. We would stop them. It would go to like 3rd and long, and then they would get a huge play. So it was closer than the score would tell you, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Like, again, I don't watch the defense a ton. I don't know a lot about it. It seemed like we actually held our own for quite some time, and then not to bring down the defense or anything, but it kind of seemed like in some situations where it was really important to just finally make a stop, like on 3rd or 4th down, it just wouldn't happen. And it's like,
Yeah, our
it's
DB sold, not gonna lie.
then
Yeah,
to be fair,
give me a sense.
yeah, it was a good point though that it's surprising that most of their plays came through the air because Gatos is well known to be a running team. They run their sweep and their power and all that, and they did run that against us, but I think our D line really stepped up and they didn't get kicked very often. They learned how to raw arm and all that, and they actually did a good job of stopping the run. And then the pass was, we had some injuries in our secondary, which
Hey, shout out Kai Bussey though. He stepped up, had a great game.
But some of our secondary was a little bit, in the backups, which that led to holes in the defense.
Yeah, one thing I've really noticed about this Gatos team over the years is a very disciplined team. They play really well together. They're just really disciplined. Good football players, smart players. I mean, not quite the smartest off the field.
I agree with that. I mean, you can just tell when you play them, like their physical size is not even that intimidating. I mean, they're not like a super huge, scary team, but then when they just play, they have a very good system. They're efficient, they're athletic, and they work their system, and it's effective. It's
Yeah.
not. It's hard to
Jake
stop.
Rip is massive though.
Yeah, he is very scary. I'll say that.
All right, so there we
Yeah.
have it. Those three, definitely the three best teams in CCS. Cannot wait for D1 CCS to see how they all line up. At 4, we have Salinas. I mean, come on now.
No
Pretty sure
clue.
MA would beat them by 40, so I don't know what they're doing here.
They haven't. The only good team they beat was Half Moon Bay. So I mean,
They
we'll
did beat
see.
Half Moon Bay. That's a big win, actually, because they're a
They
good team.
play, yeah, they play Palma on the 5th, so maybe we'll see if they actually get faced with some real competition. But
Yep.
yeah.
So then we got MA. I had first-hand experience playing them Friday night. I mean, that may be the one of the best quarterbacks in CCS they have in Matt McLeod. He is such a playmaker. Looks like Mahomes out there, and they're just stars all over. Moss,
Is
Kirby.
Matt McLeod getting recruited?
He's gonna go to an Ivy school because he's smart apparently. So yeah, but not really heavily, which is just crazy. Makes you wonder how good a recruited QB is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. He doesn't have any stars. It doesn't even say he has any interests or anything.
Insane.
So,
Yeah, but
yeah,
he just
would, but
was a playmaker. I mean, he was flawless, really. The reason we were down 14-21 to tie it in the first half, the only reason we stopped him is because we just not lucky, but we forced 2 turnovers and fumble wise. Nothing with him. I mean, he didn't throw an incompletion all half. Every time he's flawless. He will not make any mistakes.
Yeah, he's a 4.1 GPA. So
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah, this MA team is a good team. Defense struggles a little. We played pretty well in their defense in the first half. They just but they have a lot of injuries, you know. Sione Vaca is out, one of their star middle linebackers. So that's why. And for the Gators, they made a switch at quarterback. Mitchell Taylor starting now. We would call him, but he's not really one for media. But yeah, he played all right. Played really well first game, pretty well in the first half too. So junior QB. All right, Bellarmine, what an awful loss that was, cringy. They lost to Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Yeah, I always thought that no one should really sleep on Cathedral. They were, I think, 0-4 to start the season, but they had one of the hardest schedules out of anyone in CCS. So you can't. Yeah, they kind of showed that they were better in these last 2 games because they also beat SI.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's shaping up for a good one for Sacred Heart Prep too, beating Cathedral.
it is.
yeah, it is.
That team's a good team with Jerry Mixon at running back, and then Rajon Spears and Bruce Upresa. I mean, that team has some ballers on there. So it's actually they are better than all their games were close. I mean, they played Palma. They lost like 10-7, I think. So yeah.
Yeah.
Aptos, don't know anything about him. San Benito, come on. Why are teams from Hollister and CCS? BHS 7-0. Just wait. Gringy, come on. Wait till BHS gets humbled by MA. That's all I'm saying. BHS thinks they're going to win PAL Bay. Do you think they have a chance, Cringy? I personally think MA is going to humble them.
I'm not sure. I mean, BHS looks decent. I think that's going to be a good game for sure. You can see their strength of schedule is only 3.9, so that's like
right. Look at MA.
Yeah, I mean, MA is good. I mean, they beat. Yeah, I don't know. They haven't had it.
If you just look at the matches up, they beat Sacred Heart on 2-point conversion, Sacred Heart Prep, and MA beat Sacred Heart Prep by like 30. So that's why.
Yeah, and they did beat Cathedral by a decent amount. So you never know.
It'll be a good game for sure. I mean, maybe for BHS, we played both of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true for sure.
But yeah, shout out Burlingame top 10. Palma, we don't talk about teams from Salina, sorry. Menlo, they continue to ball out in their little farmers league, and I must say that they're looking good right now.
Oh, they beat Aragon, bro. I don't care. They're
Negative 10.7 strength of schedule.
They are looking good though. Sergio Beltran is like setting records right now. But the question, their test will be week 10 or week 9, whatever it is, for Sacred Heart Prep. And if they win that, they'll probably be in D1 like Half Moon Bay was in 2019.
Yeah, I think that Menlo is.
And they'll lose to Sarah first, but yeah.
They're one of those teams that's just a D2 team that has got a good amount of talent for 1 year, and they're dominating, so they have to rank them somewhat high, but they're not really proven at all.
Yeah, and Wilcox, this is one of those teams that has had an insane strength to schedule. That's why their record is.
Yeah. Same with Cathedral. Both Wilcox and Cathedral. Wilcox has played incredibly difficult teams, and so, you know.
Yeah, Santa Cruz. I mean, whatever.
They have played absolutely nobody good. So
SI's kind of fell off a few weeks in a row here now. Yeah, 4 straight losses, I think.
yeah.
Reardon, I don't know. Half Moon Bay is a solid team. They're like Wilcox. Played MA really well. They beat Kings Academy. They're gonna have a duel with BHS this weekend, and I'm telling you now. I think Half Moon Bay is gonna beat BHS and knock them off.
I can see that.
And then they play SHP at SHP under the lights. Then we got Leland. Don't know anything. Homestead. You guys know about them. They had a huge upset this week against Mountain View, and that team is becoming a good team.
Yeah, they're not bad, honestly.
I agree. Like I was kind of thinking after we lost to Homestead, I thought that was just a massive fluke, and it was like we just played terribly, and Homestead was an awful team, and we just lost to them. And after beating Mountain View, I'm somewhat impressed with them. I think they might actually be better than I gave them credit for initially.
I think they're 100% better than we assumed they would be.
Yeah, because if you look at them, they haven't actually had that many bad losses either. I mean, the loss is the Burlingame, I believe. Kings Academy by 1, which is a little tough, but I mean, this Kings Academy team is not terrible. They played Burlingame well. So yeah, and then Gatos, I mean, that's not a bad loss at all, obviously. They're not a terrible team. I mean, they could have easily beat Kings too. That was like a Thursday night game. All right, and then we talked about Sacred Heart Prep already. They have to make the playoffs. They just got to beat Kings or Half Moon Bay, so hopefully they can do that. And then we go to Palo Alto High. Let's look at you guys' remaining schedule. And before we do that, San Mateo is 7-0, but I believe they're in D3. So
look at that strength of schedule, bro. -31.
-30. I've never seen a strength of schedule.
Their test will come week 10 when they play Burlingame, who's also undefeated.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna get destroyed by Burlingame.
That's right.
All right, so you guys, last 3 games: Mountain View, Milpitas, Wilcox. You got to win 2 of them to make playoffs. Will that happen, boys?
I'm actually very confident that we can win 2 out of our remaining 3. I mean, I know it looks like 49-0.
I think we win the next 2 and we drop Wilcox.
And I'm not ruling out the possibility of beating Wilcox. I mean, I know that
not at all.
A better team. I mean, just judging by the score of us playing Gatos versus them, but still, I think that we got a decent shot with a lot of people coming back from injuries around them.
Yeah. Milpitas, I think you guys will easily win. It's going to come down to Mountain View because if you win that, I think you're obviously going to make playoffs. If you lose that, it's going to be tough. So this is a huge game for you guys Friday.
So this week is a very big deal for us.
Yeah. So obviously practice hard, blah, blah, blah. And then stop sharing the screen for a second. But what do you guys think before we end high school football? What the best team in NorCal is? Because, you know, we've seen De La Salle like 20 straight years play in the NorCal Championship versus Mater Dei, Bosco, whoever. This year, who do you think it's going to be? Folsom, and we could even see Sarah St. Francis make it to the Open State Championship.
Honestly, I think that at this point, it's probably Folsom. Oh, wow, Folsom.
They lost to De La Salle. That's the thing. And
Folsom lost to De La Salle. Yeah.
To be honest, I could still see De La Salle making it, and they're just going to end up beating Sarah or St. Francis again in the state championship.
Yeah. I think that their loss to St. Francis, I don't exactly know a lot about their starters and whatnot, but I feel like there must have been something going on there. It just seemed like kind of a mistake. So, I mean, yeah, Folsom, I would have picked Folsom to be the NorCal top pick after De La Salle lost to St. Francis, but
yeah, let's be real. Whoever it is going to get crushed by Mater Dei, so it doesn't even matter.
Also, shout out Logan Webb's alma mater, Rockland.
Yeah.
Are they good?
I was going to say that. Yeah, Folsom got destroyed by Rockland too. So
really? Wow.
Yeah. Huh. Well, everything's all messed up this year.
Football math just does not exist in college or high school football.
Yeah.
Especially college. We'll talk about that. I mean, technically, Sacred Heart Prep beat MA because we beat Cathedral, they beat Bellarmine beat MA. So.
Yeah, but it's all messed up, man.
Yeah, the NorCal rankings from sportstarmag.com is St. Francis, De La Salle, Folsom, Sarah, Pittsburgh, Rockland, Bellarmine, Gatos, Valley Christian,
Bellarmine,
and Central.
Gatos from Bell. How old are those rankings? No way Bellarmine is put ahead of Gatos.
Probably before this week.
That's bad.
Yeah,
it is before this week.
Yeah, I could see. What if Gatos sneaks in there? Just somehow win CCS Open and then just beat De La Salle and NorCal? That would be insane.
I mean, honestly, I really don't see that happening.
That would be cool, though, to see a public school sneak in there somehow.
I mean, I'm just judging by – you're right, though, that would be, but just from a game standpoint, the Los Gatos guys, the D-line is very small, and De La Salle runs a ton of inside veer, inside zone. So that would they would get crushed.
Also, notice how the rivalry between us and Gatos. Like obviously it's not really much of a rivalry anymore, but
Yeah.
the score versus us versus like Homestead and Santa Clara is kind of telling. They
Mhm.
would much rather
They
run
tried
up
to
the score versus
score.
us because they
Yeah.
could have beat Santa Clara 100-0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could have for sure. I think that I mean, I was kind of thinking that our rivalry was one sided, but look, they beat Homestead 37-0, but they definitely were trying to run up the score on us. I mean, they didn't. I don't believe I started seeing second strings until the fourth quarter.
Late in the
Um,
fourth, too,
Yeah, I
like
know you
5 minutes
did
left.
too.
yeah,
I know they didn't take their starter out till the end of the game.
I think they really wanted to shut us out. That's what I would say because they definitely could have just taken their starters out, let us put a few points on, and secured the win. But I think they really wanted to shut us out on homecoming, but which is kind of disappointing for us, but understandable because I would do the same to them.
Yeah, I still don't know why you guys made your homecoming against them, but whatever. All right, boys, this is a long episode. Sorry, but come on, Cringy was on. Gotta make it acceptable.
That'd make the most of it.
But yeah, college football. The only really eventful thing that happened this weekend was Iowa lost number 2. So Iowa is lost. So yeah, number 1 continues to be Georgia. They dominated over Kentucky. Number 2 now Cincinnati, and number 3 Oklahoma. They stay undefeated. Then we got like Michigan, who's also undefeated still, and I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Oklahoma's pretty good. I wasn't really feeling Oklahoma when Rattler was the starter, but now with Caleb Williams, I think they're a whole different team. And
Yeah.
I think they're more deserving of that spot. Because with the Rattler, I mean, like I feel like every game is kind of like, yeah, they won, but they wasn't that good of a performance. But now with Caleb Williams, man, I feel like they're actually a really good team. So
And other undefeated teams are Michigan State. They could sneak in there if they stay undefeated, which will be tough. They still play Michigan and Ohio State. And, that you got Michigan, obviously, as I said. You got Coastal Carolina, Wake Forest, San Diego State, and SMU. So yeah, anything can happen this year. Is crazy. It's like 2007 all over again. But yeah, college football staying lit. Georgia though, definitely the best team.
Georgia, definitely the best team, and it starts with their defense. Their defense is phenomenal, and defense is the best offense, as our defensive coordinator says. But yeah, also just a little touch on Stanford, man, bro. It's some inconsistent-ness. I mean, how are you gonna beat Oregon and lose to Washington State? It's just annoying.
And then Cal may be the most like lose Nest team ever. They lost to Oregon by like 1 touchdown on it. They missed the 4th and goal to tie the game up. So that shows Oregon is not very good. Oregon is not legit to play Cal at home like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on now.
All right, but yeah, there we have it, boys. That's college football.
Thank you guys once again. Episode 37 is coming to an end right now. We had our first call, aka Cringy, appearance on the show, so that is a really exciting. And yeah, I mean, it was another good episode here.
It was. Thank you for joining. See you next time.
Peace.